For 2026 in agriculture, it looks like it's going to be a challenging year when we talk about the input costs seem to be up or not going down, and yet the markets aren't really at a spot where you can pencil in profitability. So that's certainly a challenge. One of the things I'm excited about with crop insurance is because of the One Big Beautiful Bill that was signed back in July, there are a lot of enhancements made to the risk management program, a lot of which has to do with just lowering the premium that a farmer will pay while also giving them a higher level of coverage. So for years it was the higher the coverage you wanted, the less the government would discount what you pay for your crop insurance. Now it's at the spot where the highest triggers also have the largest discount. And so that's encouraging to me that as we're going into what appears to be a challenging year, the crop insurance coverage that they can count on should cost less while providing a higher level of coverage. I think what's good is because of those changes, the crop insurance industry and the policies that are available through the federal government really haven't changed. They've just enhanced them. They've made them stronger. They've made them better. So the positive there is we don't have to relearn a bunch of new things in what's already a challenging environment. That means that the team that surrounds an operation that really works with them for their success can focus on their aspect of it, and be that the ag lender at Citizens Bank or me as a crop insurance agent, we can work with the producer to individualize it and put a plan in place to get them through what appears to be a challenging 26. And I think that's the goal as we sit here today. It's the margins are, putting it gently, they're tight. And so can we all work together to help that farmer maximize the opportunity and minimize their exposure? Make sure that we can get that floor as high as possible, but still give them an opportunity, if the opportunity is there to make more money, that they can seize that opportunity. The way 25 ended, there's a lot of different ways you can look at it, but I would say I was encouraged. I felt like 25 was a fairly dry year weather-wise, and yet the yields that came in were surprisingly good, or they were encouraging. Having that higher yield helps us to survive the lower prices in a year like that was a little better. The challenge, though, that I see is I believe we used up a lot of our subsoil moisture to get that yield in 25. And so, yes, there's snow on the ground now, but it's not really moisture in the ground. And I think we need to replenish that moisture and be prepared, because I don't know that we can have multiple years of dry conditions and still pulling out the yields like we did last year. But because of the challenges of 25, that One Big Beautiful Bill addressed some of those, and knowing that there's a bridge payment coming for farmers at the end of February, it is recognized in DC and other areas that 25 was very challenging. A lot of the improvements made won't be realized by operations until the fall of 26 going forward. So having a bridge payment, having other things in place to help them get there was the plan for success. I would say now, at these winter months, this is the time that you want to get with your trusted advisors, your trusted team, and that certainly begins with your trusted lender at Citizens National Bank, your agronomist, your seed dealer, your crop insurance agent, making sure that that team all understands the plan that you want to put in place to get through 26. It doesn't look like this is going to be a comfortable, easy ride, but we want it to be as successful as possible. And in order to do that, you have to have your trusted team of advisors surrounding the operation, really focusing in so that when we get to April, we get to planting time, the plan is in place and it's just a matter of putting it in action. And the lender at Citizens National Bank, your crop insurance agent, your seed consultant, all of those are important parts of making sure that we are as successful as we can be. One of the things that we've noticed, I guess, in just looking at it over the last 20 years, it feels like when I first started doing this, that in April you would usually see somebody getting to the field and getting a good amount of field work done or even crops planted in the month of April. It shifted where April became very wet or challenging to get a crop in the field, and it seemed like the planting dates were being pushed back. I don't know what to predict on the weather, but it does seem like now what we're noticing is soybeans are being put in before corn. Soybeans can go in a little earlier because of the way farmers are kind of changing the dates when they put it in the ground. They want to get the soybeans in earlier than ever. There are replant endorsements. So again, additional coverages that go beyond the traditional policy to provide them a wider window to get that crop in the ground and still have coverage. Especially early on soybeans, they're being pushed or everybody's trying to maximize the yield, so they're trying to get the soybeans in the ground as early as possible. With the federal crop insurance policy, the date for soybeans in our general area of Northwest Ohio is April 15th or after. You have replant coverage included in the revenue protection policy. If the soybeans are planted prior to April 15th, that can be considered outside of the early planting window and on your own. Companies are now providing us with policies specifically to give them 20 days before that early planting window, or 2 weeks or 10 days, just so that there can still be security to help them, I don't want to say push the envelope, but maybe take advantage of that early planting opportunity. 26, there's certain years where we've sat down and we've gone over it, and it's been exciting to look at the year, because there certainly has been times where you look at it and say, there is a chance for good profitability in farming and to really have an exciting year, and this appears to be more of a challenging year. That doesn't mean it's not any less great being in agriculture, but it certainly does mean that we have to have a plan in place. We need to implement the plan. The excitement is, at least from the crop insurance level, we are seeing larger discounts, more enhancements to the policy. We're also seeing through the bridge payment in February that there is a recognition in DC that this can be a challenging year, and they are also getting those payments out to try to help farmers. More than ever, having a successful team around you of trusted advisors, and that's your crop insurance agent, and I hope that's our agency, but also your trusted ag lender from Citizens National Bank, and just putting that team together so that they can help make your plan as successful as it can be to get through this challenging 26 season.